The magic machine tells me that I'm live. Animal house, house, house. Animal house, house, house. Well, let me tell you about some guys I know. Jonaside, first in the live chat, gold medal on to thee. You're my boy, Jonaside. I hope it doesn't cost you your wife. Animal house, house, house. Jonaside went on to change his sex, deciding to live out the remainder of his years as a man. Living in Rosedale, New Jersey, off work and doing laundry. Animal house, house, house. True story. Speaking of true stories, whether you're into live chains, let's plays, jump chains, insanes, CYOAs, IOUs, or traditional TTRPGs, who doesn't like a good dice table? Come on. D100 Origins, D8 starting locations, dice tables, dice tables, dice tables. My last live stream, we talked about using Chat GPS to find our way. See what I did there? To a full and complete jump chain document without the need to resort to hard work or creative effort. I'm kidding. Folks, we say hello to Chegs 35 over on Kick. Don't forget, everybody, we're also available on Twitch, Kick, streaming it up. There's some stuff that YouTube won't let us do, though I'm doing it on YouTube. But listen, hey, we never know what could happen. We're in multiple locations in case any of these spots decide to send us on a permanent vacation. It can happen. You never know. Jonaside, I found some of my dice that I had misplaced. I wasn't even looking for it yet. Like a young Devin Sewa in the 2003 movie Slackers. Jonaside saw the sign. The dice sign. Folks, don't mean to mix movie fords. We're not going to be talking about Slackers, but you may have gotten a clue. No, we're not going to be doing dice mechanics, dice tables, generating dice tables from Animal House. But speaking of nostalgia loops and things like the book of Genesis, Abraham bequeathed, begat Samisa, Samisa begat Bethlehem, Bethlehem begat Tethro, without a doubt. Animal House begat Van Wilder, Slackers, and also Old school, and nothing happens on accident. As I mentioned, old school. Oh, and yesterday was my 55th year around the sun. BTW. Yeah, story checks out. Folks, Checks 36. I just upgraded my D6 for a 12-sided version. Nobody tell him about the D20. It'll break his heart. Just let him flow for a minute. Okay. So last time we partied together, I'll be peppering this. Listen, folks, I look at my analytics and I get thrown all over the map by them, which is kind of pointless, right? Because if it says I've got, the average view is percentage is this, that doesn't mean that there are not people out there that watch the whole thing, right? But just in case you're out there, a real live human being, you don't know if the thing that's going to really butter your biscuit is not happening at the 2 hour and 15-minute mark. You ever hear about the expression, it's an acquired taste? Last time we were here, we were using ChatGPT to try and create a jump chain. Listen, folks, I've been experimenting with my jump chain prompt. I've got things to report on my progress there, but that's not what we're going to report on today because while doing that work, like the wise owner of Uriah's Heap in the great television show The Simpsons, we're going to follow the words of wisdom, simplify. And I said, well, this wisdom that I'm generating, learning how to generate jump chain documents using ChatGPT, let me go back to the central core of what I was trying to do. Let's try and get these manic lists that I'm making, notes that I'm taking off of movies, televisions, and books, etc. I'm generating lists and lists and lists of tropes and ideas and concepts and visual cues. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, folks. If you know what I've been doing and what I'm up to, then you know. And if you don't know, you can find out. But you got to go on a journey to my recorded past. Jonas, I point out that's better than the old school days when CW didn't really get going till the 3.5 hour mark. Hey, you said you liked that stuff. What do you know? You're just getting old. You know what they say? If the CW Chanter video is too long, you are too aware of the preciousness of time and the reasonableness of asking people to get to the point. I mean, just because YouTube allows you to blather on and record it for posterity doesn't mean you should. I mean, yeah, technically these audio and video recordings might be of some value, to my children who could be like, "Hey, look, there's dad. Listen to his voice, kids. That's your grandfather playing with toys." Listen, let me get to it. We're going to do this live. Live, I tell you. I came up with a prompt where you can speak into it. You could read it, your diary entries. You could read it, your laundry lists. You could do as I do. I've taught you how to do it, how to turn any movie, any TV show, any book into dice tables. I told you how to gather the information from them in previous videos. I tell you, I swear to God, I did it. Now we're going to use ChatGPT to organize that information. So look. Here's what I got for you. I watched the movie Old School from 2003. While watching that movie, I noted 62 points of interest that I documented. Dialogue snippets, interesting moments, moments that I thought could be encapsulated in a word or phrase, a sentence fragment, a momentary memory. And then working with ChatGPT, I devised a prompt where I could take like these sort of lists that I generate all the time, these 62 to 150 word or phrase or whatever lists, and just give it the list, dictate the list, and then have it turn it into various dice tables appropriate to TTRPG or Choose Your Own Adventure or spontaneous, creative writing stuff. Swear to God, that's what I did. So I ran the experiment at home with an alternative, with a different set of movie notes. But like I said, I'm going to do this with you live. Okay? So at the 11-minute and 30-minute mark, I've told you what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be, I'll share with you the list of notable moments and things that I noted. You could experience that as a spontaneous word poem, kind of a sound experience. You know what I mean? And then we will, then I will show you the Chat GPT prompt that you can learn from. Grok experience. I'm giving it to you so you could use it yourself. Then we will put the two together, and then we will marvel at the results together. Now, I use ChatGPT on my phone, so there might be a little bit of back and forth. It might not be so easy for me to show you things, but you'll take my word for it that I'm using ChatGPT and I'm not just being like, and then it said at D. I think you'll take my word. I think it'll be fine. Is everyone familiar with the movie Old School, 2003? I hope this. I have visions sometimes of making videos like this and it being really successful, of people being like, yeah, we love Old School, and it was like 23 years ago. That movie was 23 years old. Did you know that? And it's on the nostalgia loop. 23 years is a good, demarcate almost 25 years ago. That's a good thing for it to be kind of coming back into the collective unconscious to the degree the collective unconscious still holds. So I'm like, this is on in the cultural zeitgeist, and I put old school in parentheses. People like the OSR and gaming. It should resonate, and then once they hear me sing Animal House, they'll get the college thing. But now, like, people have to actually click the I'm like, I always overthink things like this, and then I realize that it doesn't work that way in people's brains, and that's why it doesn't happen. Anyway, I also have the AI music too. I also learned that if I take the time and edit the videos myself instead of relying on AI StreamYard to do it, I'll get better results. The only difficulty is that it takes time to edit videos, which is why most people use pay editors. But folks, I don't know if you're aware of this. You know what I mean? Like I got a new Patreon member. I want to thank the new Patreon member who asked the question. Yes, a lot of the Patreon videos are indeed set to private when I did go nuts. Golden Coin 100, first on Twitch. Oh, Chegs, you were first on Kick. Gold medal onto you. Golden Coin 100, first on Twitch. Second on Kick. Gold medal onto you for Twitch. Silver medal for you on Kick. Good on you. Good on you, mate. Good on you. And bronze. Oh no, actually, I think you're silver on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. Lose track sometimes. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I was convention about something. It doesn't matter. Golden coin broke my pity party, and we move forward. Anyway, I think it was a pity party. I can't really recall. Anyway, moving forward, I have the music as well. Oh no, I have to add in the videos yourself. I was gonna say I was in the negative anyway because I got sued. I have the I have the judgment in my favor for attorney's fees, but you also got to collect those attorney's fees, which is another pain in the ass. You know what I mean. So, folks, if you find in your heart to contribute to me, that's great. I also know that in the realm of people that you can contribute to, you know what I mean. There's a lot of contenders out there for your money, including people that you would buy things from and you'd have in your possession for the exchange of money, something of like value, like a book or a piece of music or a piece of art or something that you could appreciate or something, and or food. You know what I mean? Or you could also give to people who are like, you know what I mean? Hello, my name is Tommy, and I am 3 years old. I would like to get to four. Could you help pay my medical bills? You know what I mean? Like I understand it's like you know what I mean, like as far as like people ask for stuff. But if you're like, if you're like you know what I mean, like if you're getting something out of this stuff and you feel like, you know what I mean, hey, as long as I'm here dancing, might as well be dancing for quarters. Hey, I like to have a humble attitude about it. Anyway, we also have Tim Frey with us on YouTube. Howdy, CW, Jonaside, and Golden Coin 100. Absolutely. We say hello to Tim Frey as we get down to the good stuff. So, I have, let me see if I could get the Suno AI music playing nicely in the background, which may or may not be able to happen. Let's see if this happens. I think I've got some quiet music up front. So let's see if we can get the quiet music going. Hold on. Not necessarily quiet. So maybe that'll be like at a non-distracting volume. How's the volume? Checks 36. I know you were the guy that had a problem with the volume last time. You were the guy who had a problem with the volume last time. I'm gonna lower this a little more. It has to be like real background music for me. You need this a real background line. Real background. It'd be even better if it was like, if it fit the vibe. What are you gonna do? So this is the initial list that we're gonna feed to ChatGPT to get our dice tables. Again, all sourced from Old School 2003. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Transformative work. Transformative work. Sex with your parents. That was from a Lou Reed song. I think contemporaneous to the thing. That was to shock your brain. Bring it to focus. Here we go. Too old for college, 22 years ago. Tape recording the recordings. That was tape recording the recedings. Backseat bundle of sticks. Serious dirty talk on the square. Hello, I'm here for the gangbang. It takes a man to give away an angel. Terrified. I see the fucking look in your eyes. Denver 8. I love you, Dad. I'm not a talker. Crazy like boy band ass. Banging Snake in Frank's Trans Am. Speaker City 13. A student alt-rock band is coming on next. You know what? I'll do one. It feels so good. It feels so good once it hits your lips. Everything from beepers to DVD players. The street cred granted by antique pimps. Behold, the male nude. Rental property wide, morning after. Dean Pritchard. Gordon, 22. Marriage therapy over Moncala, 23. Thong talk, up in the trust tree. Post-show high school revelations. a non-exclusive egalitarian brotherhood. The Godfather. An old Navy man that hangs outside the store a lot. Warren Blue Florist. Petting zoo and clowns. Nurse or cheerleader. The secret to a good BJ is focus on Mirror 23. We're going to position ourselves for insertion. Crouching tiger, hidden penis. Douche down on the no door knock bro code invocation. That's a tranquilizer gun. Shot in the neck at the kids' party. You just took one in the jugular, dude. You got a fucking dart in your neck, dude. Blue downed by 4. Anti-frat house police tape. Confrontation via pre-recorded videotaped message. She showed me the knife. Debate and school spirit. College is overrated anyway. The official debate section of the review. Ragin' Cajun Ringer. What happened? I blacked out. Dance for spirit points. Holding the snake rings. The floor routine portion. Blues dead. Megan with the tape. Evidence chase on set now. I'm so cold. I think I see blue. He looks glorious. 2 dicks star in post-karma collision. Our shared blue heaven. Tank kicks cart in celebration. She loves it when internet friends swing on by. I just got into body painting. Okay, so that's the list that we're going to give ChatGPT, and I'm going to do it live, and then we're going to see what ChatGPT gives us in response to, I have a pre-prepared prompt to give it to Comfy Sims Suite, Better Balance Now. I had to pause Fife though. Fife 2 though. There you go. Fife. Classic dungeon synth for those who are curious to know. Jonaside saying hello to Tim. So let me share with you now the, I'll go right to my chat GPT. Tim Frey, this is pretty exciting. That's what she said. We're only on track 2, so we're good. We're doing good. Actually, let me highlight that. All right. Here we go. It's not that. What am I looking for? We'll share the do a quick check, make sure the app doesn't need to update. Does not. There we go. Go to ChatGPT. Go see where I was at. Where was I? Was I here? Trying to go to the thing. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm so unorganized here. Oh, no. Okay. That was new. Okay, here it was. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, so now I got to do with it. So the name of the prompt is Dice Table Strict, and I'll read it to you. I'll read what the rules are, I think. So if this is okay, let me see if I get to it. All right, so here we go. So let me get to where I think the rules are. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So this is. I apologize for the dead air. Well, it's not really dead air. Okay. So this is what I believe Dice Table Strict is as written. So I'll try and remember to put this somewhere, and if I forget, remind me. Maybe this is something I'll put on Patreon, but it is what it is. You just, or if you make a transcript of this video, you just find the section and just cut and paste it and put it into your chat of choice, your AI of choice, and ChatGPT. It should work in Gemini AI, and all that jazz. All right, here we go. So here's the prompt. Act as a creative system designer specializing in surreal or retro-futurist narrative toolkits. I will provide a list of sentence fragments, names, or concepts. Your task is to, 1, parse and confirm the list, preserving original phrasing, 2, rearrange and reuse the material to create dice roll tables, 1d6, 1d8, 1d10, 1d12, 3. Expand the material using only the original word pool, allowing basic grammar and descriptive recombination. 4. Do not introduce new characters, locations, or ideas. 5. Return a fully structured set of tables and name the toolkit. Await input list before proceeding. There you go. That's it. That's the prompt, and it's called. I think it's called. What did I say? What did I say it was called? Dice Table Strict. So if I write, if I just say, I think how it's going to work is I'm going to say perform Dice Table Strict on the following, and then I'm going to read the list. Here we go. Tim Frey goes on to say, I'm definitely rooting for the computers to bow on ours sides, but good. What? This is how Taylor Swift generates albums. Entirely possibly. But we're going to see what happens. So what you're going to hear me say, and I'm speaking to ChatGPT now, my phone is, you're going to hear me say, ChatGPT, perform Dice Table Strict on the following. And then you're going to hear me read the bullshit that I just read over again. And then I'm going to upload it to ChatGPT, and then I'm going to tell you how long it takes it to go. It's going to go bloop, and then we're going to have our dice tables that I'll share with you. Okay, here we go. ChatGPT, perform Dice Table Strict on the following information. Too old for college 22 years ago. Tape recording the recedings. Backstreet bundle of sticks. Serious dirty talk on the square. Hello, I'm here for the gangbang. It takes a man to give away an angel. Terrified, I see that fucking look in your eyes. Denver 8. I love you, Dad. I'm not a talker. Crazy like boy band ass. Banging snake in Frank's Trans Am. Speaker City 13. A student alt-rock band is coming on next. You know what? I'll do one. It feels so good. It feels so good once it hits your lips. Everything from beepers to DVD players. The street cred granted by antique pimps. Behold, the male nude. Rental property wide morning after. Dean Pritchard. Gordon 22. Marriage therapy over Moncala 23. Thong talk up in the trust tree. Post-show high school revelations. A non-exclusive egalitarian brotherhood. The Godfather. An old Navy man that hangs outside the store a lot. War in Blue Florist. Petting zoo and clowns. Nurse or cheerleader. The secret to a good BJ is focus on Mirror 23. We're going to position ourselves for insertion. Crouching tiger, hidden penis. Douche down on the no door knock, bro code invocation. That's a tranquilizer gun. Shot in the neck at the kid's party. You just took one in the neck, in the jugular, dude. You got a fucking dart in your neck, dude. Blue downed by 4. Anti-frat house police tape. Confrontation via pre-recorded videotaped message. She showed me the knife. Debate and school spirit. College is overrated anyway. The official debate section of the review. Ragin' Cajun Ringer. What happened? I blacked out. Dance for spirit points. Holding the snake rings. Oh, smoke rings. The floor routine portion. Blues dead. Megan with the tape. Evidence chase on set now. I'm so cold. I think I see blue. He looks glorious. 2 dicks star in post-karma collision. Our shared blue heaven. Tank kicks cart in celebration. She loves it when internet friends swing on by. I just got into body painting. Okay, so now that I hit that, now it's transcribing what I just dictated into it. And we said they got a little thrown off because I swear we're living in a Philip K. Dick novel, says Chegs 36. Yeah, so now it transcribed it. So now I hit this little arrow that'll upload it into the thing. So I just basically said that to ChatGPT. So the first thing I did was, you heard me recording that, then it like transcribes it into text, and then I hit the little button, the arrow, then that sends it to the thing as text, and now it's like it got my information. So that says, here's your full parsed list of input phrases for Dice Table Strict. Please confirm and I'll generate a full set of randomized dice tables using only these phrases, with rearrangement and light connecting words as permitted. Okay. Now remember, I had 62 little phrases, so let's see how many they get. They have 64, so they like split 2. So it's interesting. Sometimes we'll see. You know, like sometimes I'll go through it and be like 2. So, but basically, if they've got like 2 more than we have, we could assume they got everything. So I'm just gonna say confirmed to it, and we'll just go with what they have. Now, what often will happen is I'll see like that it'll like misinterpret things I have. I think also it's got like rules, like it won't do dirty talk or something. So sometimes like things I'll say it'll drop. It says perfect. Now executing Dice Table Strict on your confirmed input set. All dice tables below are crafted strictly from your submitted content. Descriptive phrasing is derived only from rearranged or recombined source material using like grammar connectors. No new content introduced. Dice Table Strict. Blue Heaven Brotherhood. We have 1d12 characters. And if you see the techno is kind of kicked up a bit, let me see if I can skip over the music until we get to like just, because I know what's going to happen is that the music we have now, we're going to hit like a whole bunch of like Vocaloid and kind of crazy stuff. So I'm going to go because I know I've got some like jazzy stuff. Hold on. Speaking of Taylor Swift records, right? I have some burners. Like, if you guys want to follow me at CWChant on Suno AI, I do much better stuff than what's his face? Josh. This is instrumental. This might be instrumental. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Let's see what we got. ID 12 characters. So we've got a D12 character list. Dean Pritchard, tape recording the proceedings. That's at 1. 2, Blue, down by 4, dead but glorious. 3, Warren Blue Florist, too old for college, 22 years ago. 4, Megan with the tape, chasing evidence on set now. 5. The Godfather. Ragin' Cajun ringer of debate. 6. Gordon 22. Marriage therapy over Moncala 23. 7. Frank. Banging snake in his Trans Am. 8. Speaker City 13 DJ. Alt rock band incoming next. 9. Navy man. Always hanging outside the store. 10. The man who gave away an angel. Not a talker. 11. Anti-frat enforcer. Armed with police tape and tranquilizer gun. 12. The Brotherhood. A non-exclusive egalitarian force in body pains. That's too funny. 1D8 location. So look, we're getting it to cut things up. There's nothing about William S. Burroughs' theory of cut-ups that necessarily dictates that the person doing the cutting up, right? If we ask ChatGPT to do something that involves it cutting up text, is that the causing a chance operation to be triggered, right? There's a lot of people who speak about their feelings about AI and their feelings about what this or that thing means in regards to the esoteric, who actually just aren't smart enough, right, to be worth listening to, because they just do not think beyond the surface level about, the implications of what's going down. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Anyway, what is this? Oh, these are 1D8 locations. Hold on. I'll have to get back to that guy. 1D8 locations. 1. Denver 8, where the confrontation began. 2. Rental property. Wide morning after. Filled with snakes and smoke rings. 3. Trust Tree. Home to Thong Talk and post-show revelations. 4. Backstreet. Bundle of sticks meets dirty talk on the square. 5. Mirror 23. Secret to a good BJ and school spirit. 6. Speaker City 13. Dance for spirit points. Debate on standby. 7. Florist's lot. Tank kicks cart in celebration. 8. College campus, where college is overrated anyway. 1D10 objects and devices. Number 1, tranquilizer gun, shot in the neck at the kids' party. Okay. 2, jugular dart. You got a fucking dart in your neck, dude. 3, beepers to DVD players. Everything retro in one box. 4, petting zoo and clowns. She showed me the knife there. 5, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Penis. Movie night classic. Speaker City tape recorder at 6. Playing Megan's message. 7, pre-recorded videotaped message. Confrontation in Blue Heaven. 8, antique pimp badge. Grants instant street cred. 9, snake rings, held during the floor routine portion. 10, body paint kit. She loves it when internet friends swing on by. ID 6 themes and events. A roll of 1 will get you. What happened? I blacked out. The moment before blue goes down. 2, the gangbang reveal. Hello, I'm here for the gangbang. 3, the street cred granted by antique pimps. 4, Post-karma collision. 2 dick star seen overhead. 5. It feels so good once it hits your lips. Initiation phrase. 6. Debate and school spirit. Set against serious dirty talk and high school revelations. Would you like this exported as a printable PDF, Word doc, or transformed into a random card deck layout? We'll take it as a printable PDF so I can share it with my friends. Now I don't, again, like just like when we did with the jump chain from an AI. I don't think that they're perfect. They're things that I would move around. But imagine this. Here's the whole thing. With that prompt, you can basically read it 62 random things. You could grab like think about this. You are headed to a session, right? You're headed to a game night. You've done zero prep, or you're bogged down. You have a loose concept in your head for you want a game or you want a campaign that's a third Buck Rogers and 2/3 Conan, right? You see that we can get to a reasonable amount of world generating lists out of 62 entries, right? So what do? You grab a Buck Rogers module, you grab something that could stand in as your Buck Rogers module, a Traveler something, Troika, sci-fi something, and you grab what? Something or other Conan. An actual book, a module, a core rule book from something that's going to be your that. And what? You skim through them until you're looking for 62 things. 62 things that'll blow your mind. Take a third of them from Buck Rogers in the 21st century, ask material, a laser blaster, a dude that looks like a bird, right? You know what I mean? And then make sure to grab the rest from Conan adjacent stuff, and then take the time and trouble to go through those things and write them down on a piece of legal pad paper. And then what? You say once you've taught your ChatGPT or Gemini AI or whatever in its equivalent language, once you've taught it to remember, if you can remember a prompt macro like this one, you say, initiate dice table strict on the following, and then you read it, and then what ends up happening? It'll spit it out. And depending on whether or not you need something to go that night, or whether or not you need something to go on your weekend trip because you want something interesting to pepper up your solo RPG play while you're on the plane, you'll have something immediately there to go. And guess what else? It didn't cost you anything, right? The thing with all this stuff is we're trying to get people to learn is that the brilliance of this hobby can really be, is that if people really want to get into meeting real people, interacting with real people more often, and getting away from the consumer aspect of it, they could. But we've been indoctrinated with a consumer model. That's why people keep on having to be involved in this endless Dungeons and Dragons. What's it all about? What's the relationship? What's this Cartesian interaction between who owns the rights to Dungeons and Dragons versus what's Dungeons and Dragons as a historical concept of TTRPGs versus, what does it mean that more people play 5e? All this crap. And just get rid of it. And just, play mind games and experiment and trade things with each other. And do it for free. It's some sort of mental punk rock. But that's just a theory. So if you want access to this dice table, I've got the PDF now. So what you could do is you could always just send. You could join my Patreon. Let's say I joined your Patreon. You can join my Patreon for free. Join my Patreon for free, and then say, "Hey, I joined your Patreon for free." Send an email to me, and then be like, or message on my Patreon, and be like, "Hey, I joined your Patreon. Here's can you share the PDF or whatever? I'd like that PDF. Can you be cool about that?" And I'll share it. I don't lie. I'll do it. What am I doing here? What should I do? And you might be saying, "So what if I'm already a member of your Patreon? Can I request it?" It's like, no. And if you're already a member of my Patreon, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Got to go with the Navy man in the mirror. If anyone knows how to give a good BJ, it's a seaman. Oh! Hey, where's Walter Bosley when we need him? Hey, well, listen, while we're here, I guess this makes sense. Oh, wait, hold on. I can whatchamacallit. Now I don't know if I could. I wonder if I could do this without stopping the music, because everyone knows how much important the music is. I could show the we could roll on these together now. I don't want behead obscenity. Walter was Air Force. God damn it, Jonas. You are such. I stopped being the Walter Bosley stan, and then you started being the Walter Bosley stan. It was ridiculous. Nah, it's not ridiculous. He was in the Air Force. That's fine. I'm thinking of a Walter Bosley joke, but I'm gonna let it go. Anyway, here we go. I don't want to share it actually, because I don't want to like show stuff, because I think it said the word penis, and I feel confident saying the word penis, but I don't want it to like show on screen and have it be like a thing. So I think also I don't want to like whatchamacallit. I don't want to stop the music. This is a far more creative form of TTRPGs. Consuming endless derivative supplements was the corporate method. Absolutely, I agree. Let me do this. I think I can do this. Hold on. Is this still playing? Wait, no, stop. Don't stop playing. What am I doing here? What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Let me do this. Over here. This is incredibly awesome dead air. Incredible. What is it? What did I do there? I know this is the way to do it. Hold on, wait. What am I doing? Nothing. This is all worthless. This is how you lose an audience. This is compelling. This is not compelling. I lost it all. I lost my touch. Nobody likes me. I have no friends. I'm doomed to failure. No, don't say that. Don't say that live. You're going to success breeds success. You have to tell people that you've got what it takes, and that you're gonna make it, and everything's gonna be fine. Then people will believe that, and then they'll believe that you believe that, and everything's gonna be fine. Okay, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine, folks. Everything's going great. We're doing fantastic. Trust me. All right, here we go. Okay, so we've got characters, we've got locations, we've got objects and devices, we got themes and events. That's what we have. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll roll for a character. Oh, we'll work from the macro level down. So we'll get the location. We'll get the theme, or should it be the theme, the location? What should we do first? We'll work down to the person. So we'll start with maybe the location, then we'll do the theme, then we'll get the person, and then we'll figure out what they have, their object. And then we'll figure out what the heck's going on, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? It'll be like a little. That'll be like that's like a game in and of itself, isn't it? Isn't it, folks? Isn't that like a little game into itself? Wouldn't you say? Always location first. There you go. Okay, so let's roll for our location. We are going to be rolling a D8 on our custom new location thing. I need a D8. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. I need to grab a D8. Bear with me. D8. The official dice of the Jump Chain community. D8. Hold on, folks. Let me turn up the volume while I look for a D8 so you get some music. Why does this thing keep on stopping the song? Maybe it's because it's the last song on the page. Oh, wait. I'll play you a banger song. Hold on. One of these songs is a banger, I think. Of course, I won't be able to remember which one it is. So I'll play a random one, which of course will suck. But one of these was a banger. I remember. Let's just try this one.
Violation. Meditates one patrol captain asshole in the chronoscope. Died in the year of nonsense.
This wasn't it. Hold on, wait. I got a better one. Hold on. Oh, I think this is the one. Hold on. I'm going to go for this one. This is the one we're going to go for. I'll be right back with the D8. Hold on. Be right back with the D8. Enjoy this.
One man, personal zero alarm. Violation and civil war. Captain asshole in the chronoscope. Died in the year of nonsense. Jungle Bell, Ludwig 1972. Ring fun, always waiting. Lantern Man 13. Magical nudity. Number 9. This is for big boys, shake the sky. King Satan and himself. You speak the demon language. What does this mean? Fake birds fly overhead. Face of an angel blurred in black. Still dictating, still spinning. I never thought I'd see Japan. Not like this, not like this.
Yeah, right. How about that friggin' song? Woohoo! Get these guys out of the way. Boop. There we go. Temporary. Oh, it's a temporary? Here we go. Now, get some background music. Get the thing. Bop, bop. Everything. Can you hear me again? Bop, bop, bop. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got some Martin Denny type stuff here. I think. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got some. Here we go for the late night vibes. Bring it back down to the background level there. There we go. Here we go. So hopefully you guys can hear me. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ahem. Ahem. Where was I? Oh. Locations. Where was I? Oh. D8. I could have had a D8. Here we go. Ahem. Come on, big money. Where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? Keep notes at home, folks. Keep notes at home. We got a 8 on the money. And we start off college campus, where college is overrated anyway. Of course. College campus, where college is overrated anyway. Let me make some. Of course, we got to keep notes here. Come on now. My kingdom for a pen. Yeah, be kidding me. This is like a fully functioning office here. There's got to be pens all over the place here. Days of Electronics. Hold on. Indeed, starting at college campus, where college is overrated anyway. Compelling. So you see, we already have narrative going on. And that's the one thing, you know, we always have to remember. This is some gamer advice here coming in on the sly here and on the side. When we look at these D8 lists, when we look at these game materials, oftentimes this is something that I had to get over. I would look at these like if you look at a game like Morkborg, you look at the character origins, and you say to yourself like, ah man, like it would destroy the immersiveness. It'd be like, why would there be this world populated of like all these soldiers who like 1 out of every 6 of them all have this strange mysterious possession. Like if you work out the probability, 1 out of every number of fanged deserters has this miracle intelligence granting helm. That's not the way to think about it, right? The tables aren't meant to be thought of as, indicating the probability, the constituting the physics of how a particular world is literally generated. You know what I mean? Like, So when the tables get you to a specific point of time that is the actual world that exists that you're playing in, all the other possible Morkborg universes that can be generated by those tables don't exist. There are no other fanged deserters, right? The term fanged deserter, it's, you know what I mean? It's just a description in the rule book of Morkborg. It's not an actual, ontological, status. I want to go turn all, Jean-Paul Sartre on you, you know what I mean? The existential crisis. The waiter there's no such thing as a waiter. There are only people attempting to be, as best they can, to fit the mode and model of being a waiter, all failing. I don't want to listen. I don't want to relapse on speed, and I certainly don't want to move to the French bank. The left bank. Those bastards, they kicked me out. Lost Dean Pritchard at the left bank. Anyway, location. So we have the location. What next? Checks. I'm really digging this track. Hey, go over to Suno AI and follow me over at CW Chant. It is, right? It's good stuff, right? So after we do location, our next option is we can figure out who we are as a character, or the themes and events. I think the themes and events would be the next logical thing. Because then we also have characters and objects and devices. And I think what's also fascinating is we're going to figure out, this is like, the better your skill set as a player, whether we're talking about your imagination as a, whether your solo play is merely as a narrative focused individual into choose your own adventures or jump chains, or whether you're a solo player, or whether you play at the table with others. How little information do you need to see the world, to know the character, to experience the character, to experience the life, to be able to get in there? And how few rules do you need? How few rules do you need to get in there, to get into that space? To feel like you've played there, to feel like the moment the experience actualized. Some people can know if the battle between the hero and the adversary, whether all of it, every move, with every flinch, every swing of the sword, all they need to know, the culmination of it all, is a 2d6 opposed roll between the player and another player, the player and the referee. and there's an acceptance of what the dice show, and then the narrator or the individual, if they're a solo player or solo experiencer of a game space or a fictional space, spins out the tale. Things did not go well for Frank the Tank that day. For though he was a true champion of champions, she wanted to get divorced for real. Anyway, 1d6 for themes and events. We know our experience is to be taking place at college, which is overrated anyway. But what is the themes and events that we are blessed with? I roll this old dice. I get a 3. The street cred granted by antique pimps. Theme and event. Oh, we got ourselves a stew. The street cred granted by antique pimps. Do we have a mentor? Are we the pimp? Why do we need the street cred? And we don't even know who we are. Because that'll be crucial. Send me a link so I can follow your tunes. Absolutely. Here we go. Hold on. Do the thing. There we go. There you go. It's in the live chat for your listening or following pleasure. Okay. So, who are we? A crucial piece of the puzzle. D12 characters. I have a D12. Where's my D12? Ah, the D12. Blame it on Daggerheart. And I want to point out so far that I'm leaving the dice on the table, so we have an 8 and a 3. Now we're rolling a D12 here. And I got a 7, the numerologically inclined. We got some good numbers here. A 7, Frank banging Snake in his Trans Am. A lot of different ways that we could take that. This is who we are. I'm assuming. Remember, we could have taken this as an NPC. But I'm taking this as, I've been saying it's his character. So we're going to do it as such. Frank banging Snake in his Trans Am. And I love the construction of the language because, of course, is Snake music that he's playing? Is it a drug or a substance that he is a medically authorized prescription medication that he's like insulin that he's not doing? Because that's how we're referring to. Or is it a person, place, or thing that he's having relations with in a consensual manner in his Trans Am? Right? You see? Expand it out there. It's got a lot of. It's open to interpretation, which is what's good about it, huh? You like that? You like how it's open to interpretation? Thank you for following me on Suno. 2 checks. So let's do. But what do they have? Because the object may lead us to some understanding of how that ties into the theme of the event, the street cred granted by antique pimps. Though, even just looking at the character Frank banging Snake in his Trans Am, and his college campus where college is overrated anyway, perchance Frank is in need of a mentor figure. Perchance that Frank did not know that he was the scion of a pimp empire, or that the secret to him not being mocked and made fun of by the younger college comedians was the wisdom that was going to be granted to him by an antique pimp. Who knows? We need a D10. A D10? A D10. I got this D10, but it's marked with in the tens place. I can't possibly figure out the math there. That would just blow my mind. Come on now. We got another. Now I got D8s to beat the band. So I need a D10. That's what I'm looking for. I could roll a D12 and then to take away 2. That wouldn't work. That would be probability curves on that are astronomically impossible to try and figure out. Thank God I've got a D10. The great thing about D10s is that no matter how many times I read how to interpret 2 D10s to figure out the number between, this and 100, I'm always like, wait. So the 0 on the 1 D10 that's 0 to 9 it's a 10. But the double 0, wait, what? It's always like, it's, you know what I mean? I got a 4. I got a 4. So we have petting zoo and clowns. She showed me the knife there. Why that's under objects and devices instead of themes and events? Again, it's an imperfect system, but it's a perfect system. Petting zoo and clowns. She showed me the knife there. Well, that stuff, it is objects and devices. It's multiple objects and devices. Petting zoo and clowns. She showed me the knife there. I don't know if that's a... Okay. Now, so I think that almost could go with themes and events. But petting zoo and clown, she showed me the knife there. That'll take some thinking how to do that. But that doesn't mean that we should discard it or go for another role. That means we should work with what we got. Well, so we know he's got a Trans Am. We know ostensibly, hey, look, he also has the petting zoo. I don't want to... well, it'd be easier to deal with this guy as an NPC than to grab the bulls by the horn. And also, we're dealing here with YouTube, and I've got, I wouldn't say that my trolling community is not at its most turgid, as we could say, but still, I'm I'm loath to even suggest that I would role play as a as an individual who'd be interested in having, you know, relations with the snake. Well, you know, with an actual snake. Because, you know, that's not right. You know, I'm against that. Let's make that very clear. Okay? So we'll make that some sort of assistant. So, but we know he's got, so maybe he runs the petting zoo. There's clowns. He's showing me the knife. So maybe the female showing him the knife there, maybe there's competition. So then this pimp, so you could roll, you could do additional rolls to figure out the identity of the pimp and stuff like that. You get the picture. You get the picture is that we generated, Chegg says they lost the stream on Kick. Well, that's unfortunate. Let me see if I can see what's going on there. Do. Ba ba ba. No, but the stream's still going on there, so it looks like we're doing okay there. But no worries. But who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean. But it is what it is. They may. God, wouldn't it be crazy if it's like, you know what I mean? Like I must be really wilding out, and that's a caution word. Is that if I'm running afoul of Kick, then it's, you know what I mean? Like, because that's supposed to be like the Wild West. That's where it's like, you know, the ladies can still and gentlemen. And, you know, everyone else in between could still, like, apparently, you know, bathe on cam in swimwear. You could still see the chat, but nothing else. I see everything, so I don't know. You'd have to. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And if that's what happened, that's what happened. You know what I mean? We'll have to just accept it as is. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a regional thing. Who knows? I also know that I need to get more clips of tarot card stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. That was a 4. Hold on, wait. Let me do this too. Before we go, let's try and do this too. Let's because this stuff is still a little esoteric. We have the location as a college campus where college is overrated anyway. The theme is street cred granted by antique pimps. Our character is Frank banging snake in his Trans Am. And additional objects and devices are petting zoo and clowns. She showed me the knife there. Make of that what you will. We're going to put all that jazz into a cut-up generator to do one last thing. And then we'll have done one last thing, and then we'll just call it Nobody Loves Us, and we're going to be homeless because we lost the how to be successful on streaming media game. We're never gonna make it. No one's gonna ever love us. We've been abandoned by the gods and quit. No, I mean the opposite of that. I mean, we're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine, kids. Dad's, Dad gets, Dad sometimes gets nervous, and so he says some things, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, guys. It's all gonna be okay. We're all gonna make it. There's not gonna be a war. We're all gonna be fine. Do. Yeah. Trust me. Would I lie to you, kids? Why would I lie to my own kids? Anyway, themes and events, location, themes and events. And we got the themes and events. And remember, if we did this, if you did a whole bunch of other roles, you would get a whole bunch of different things. What I'm surprised about is what I don't like about doing this process with ChatGPT is I feel like I gave them 64 different lines. Like they got 64 different lines. 10 plus 6 plus there's like not 64 lines here. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they could have gotten a whole bunch of other different tables. Like sometimes ChatGPT is like, here you go. And it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? You did it, but... And the secret is this, is that like what it really is that what I should do is like, the thing is this, like the most effective thing that this thing does for me really is speech to text. That's really the best thing. And then now that it's made the list, I really should just be, realize the same thing with like editing videos and be like, yeah, I know you think that it's going to be the easiest thing in the world to just have the AI do it for you. But now that it just put it into text for you, which is the hardest thing, like typing, yeah, now just go ahead and copy and paste those things into just your own dice tables, because you're going to be the better judge of what will be an item, what will be a character, and the extra words to write, because it'll actually not be a time saver to do it this way, because AI sucks, right? But, you learn by doing. So how's everyone else doing out there? Meanwhile, here's the other thing, talking about taking advice from things. I took the advice of a YouTuber about how to increase the views on a video, and it didn't work. I made a YouTube video that was a short video, and I didn't upload it right away, but I uploaded it hours after clipping it and making it, and it has the worst views ever, which just sucks because I think it's hysterical. The street cred granted by antique pimps. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, no, it's themes and events. Hold on. Oh, here we go. But what are you going to do? We'll figure it out. We'll just keep on living our lives, hoping that somebody eventually notices, and that we get picked up by. I don't even know what I think is supposed to happen. Like if I think that we're gonna get like discovered, or that things will turn around, and people will start, like more people will start viewing. I don't know. People are fickle. Also, like I really like I don't like my face as much as I like the action figures of the toys, because I like looking at action figures and toys. But then I think that sometimes I look at the performance of the videos and I'm like, oh man, maybe people don't like that stuff. But I'm like, I don't care, because I you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to look at my face as much as I would like to look at this other stuff. And I'm convinced that this other stuff is better looking than I am. There we go. Then petting zoos and clowns. Where's the themes? What was that? Oh, that's objects and devices. Sorry, my apologies. Do. Okay, copy that. Then we'll be done. Now look how slow this works. All right, now let me do one last thing here. Hold on. So what I just did is I copied and pasted the things that we got, our selections, over into a online cut up generator. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that there's some sort of mathematical relationship between the input and the rate at which we cut up things. I was originally doing things based on the average amount of words in each selection, but then I realized that kind of avoided the cut, because like if there was an average of 5 words in selections, then it would like it acted to kind of like preserve the selections as is, so it might like rearrange them in order, but it wouldn't like cut into the text. So you actually want like the like to half the average amount of the inputs. If this is making like no sense whatsoever, I don't blame you, because I'm like I have a poor choice of word selection, and I'm an idiot. So anyway, the first thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. Hold on. In the location thing, there's 8 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 words in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So there's a lot of like. Okay, anyway. Figure out what the average is here. Eight plus 7 plus 7 plus, and this is gotta be compelling. I mean, I wonder why more people don't watch my live streams all the way through. You know, what could be going on there? 31 divided by 4. 7.75. We'll just add that day. So 4. We want to cut it up at the 4, so that we'll actually get cuts. Just talking out loud to nobody. Well, I'm talking out loud to whoever's listening, which will probably know it. And what'll always happen is I'll get like on a kick where I'll start talking, and that's the most depressing thing in the world, is that I'll go back to the live chat and there'll be no one. So I'll realize that for X amount of time I've been talking to no one. That's depressing. And then I'll like tune in to like a more popular live streamers or whatever, and then they'll criticize other live streamers that are beneath them, and they'll be like, and then this person was talking to an audience of like 31 or 32. Can you imagine talking to just an audience of 31 people? And I'm like, can you imagine? That'd be great. If I had like an audience of 31 people, that'd be like, holy shit, I can't believe, wow, what do you gotta do to get 31 people to watch? Here we go. Here's my cut up. Snake in his trans college campus. Oh, his trans college campus, where college is overrated anyway. The antique pimps, Frank banging clowns. She showed me am petting zoo, and street cred granted by the knife there. What the hell? That's crazy. Okay. For the YouTube Google algorithm that might be analyzing my speech patterns right now, I just want to say that the reference points are William S. Burroughs and the cut-up technique. I am reading a piece of experimental poetry generated by cutting up given text. So we fed given text into a computer, like into a web app, that then spit out random, generated, recontextualized text. So this is art. I'm reading a piece of poetry. Okay? Snake in his trans college campus, where college is overrated anyway. The antique pimps, Frank banging, clowns, she showed me am petting zoo, and street cred granted by the knife there. I feel like there's information there, right? Why do I feel like there's wisdom there? Snake in his trans college campus where college is overrated anyway. That's like a cohesive thought. Snake in his trans college campus where college is overrated anyway. That's a cohesive thought. The antique pimps Frank banging. The antique pimps Frank banging clowns. The antique. So there's an antique that pimps Frank who's banging clowns. Right? That's another thought. So we have the first sentence is Snake in his trans college campus where college is overrated anyway. So there's a character named Snake who's in a trans college campus where college is overrated anyway. That's thought number one. Then there's an antique. There's an antique. It's an antique. And the antique is pimping Frank, who's banging clowns. The antique pimps Frank banging clowns. That's sentence number two. She showed me am petting zoo and street cred granted by the knife there. That could refer to the antique. The antique could be feminine. She showed me am petting zoo and street cred granted by the knife there. So am could be the pet. So it's am petting zoo. So it could be that AM is the petting zoo, like it's the am petting zoo, and there's a knife there that grants street cred. That's how you play this game. That's how you follow the clues. That's, dude, first of all, this is solo gameplay. This is playing the game by yourself. If you're into solo gameplay, if you want to get deep, you could listen to my channel. You could pay more attention to me. You could support me on all the various links and tell me, don't even worry about support. Like, you can join my Patreon for free, by the way. Don't even worry about sending me a nickel or a dime. How about just sending me like a, hey, I subscribe to you, or maybe a comment in the comment section, or liking and being like, yes, I get it. And I watched to the end and I'm on board. There are other people doing other things, but you are doing something different, whether or not I understand it or what, but okay. I appreciate your commitment to the further. And I say yes. Okay? Now, the next thing that we want to do is dox ourselves. No. The next thing, I followed the link and lost the video after I returned to it. This is way ahead of the curve. 21st century fudge. J. Scott Mooncalf was giving useless advice on editing today. A PKD solo TTRPG. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it should turn out well because, I mean, Lord knows life turned out good for that guy. Okay. Yeah. Also, speaking of J. Scott, what's his face? I'd like to point out that he obviously has switched his tune, has officially decided to sacrifice Orion Akaba to the Daggerheart, right? He's now on board for Daggerheart is the way to go. Daggerheart is the way, the myth, the legend. It's okay because Orion Akaba is totally in it, so it's all gravy. It's awesome. They did enough for him because they put him in a touchstone by referring generally to the show he was involved with at the start, so it's all good. And the more important thing for him, J. Scott Garrity, is that now Daggerheart's going to be the one to prove that the OSR is dead and that Shadow Dark is over. But I will say that is that if there's anything that I'll agree with J. Scott Garrity is this. This is a fashion show. And there's always someone who's the new hot thing in town. And this is going to be it, 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 this is going to be it. I said it. I said Shadow Dark, Shadow Dark is going to be this season's Mork Borg. All the kids get excited, and the primary source of excitement is, I'm going to tell you the straight skinny. A lot of it is, first of all, a lot of it was thirst trap. Even you can tell them that she's gay all day long. They don't care. It's the fact that there's a woman that doesn't immediately aggravate people by making people feel like attractiveness is being thrown in their face. That she's down to earth enough to make people think that they actually could date a girl like that, or that girls like that exist in the real world or wild. I'm sorry, it's the reality. And then number two, it's this. Everybody thinks that there's a huge new game. They're going to design or write modules for the game. They all do. And that this is going to be their ticket out. They're going to write modules for Shadow Dark. Everyone's going to play Shadow Dark. They're all going to write Shadow Dark modules. Their Shadow Dark modules are going to pay their rent for the next 3 months. And then what ends up happening? It doesn't pan out. And then before you realize it, another new game is released, and then all of a sudden, the column mentions are absorbed by that. So Daggerheart is going to be the new D&D? No, D&D is going to be the new D&D. It's just so they always play a new game. That there's going to be a new game that's going to be huge. It's going to take over everything, and this time it's Daggerheart. And the minute the new guy comes along, the last thing that was going on that everyone said was going to be the thing that was going to take everybody out just goes away. Everyone was Daggerheart, 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 Daggerheart. I mean, everyone was Shadow Dark, 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 Shadow Dark. The minute Daggerheart dropped, everyone shut the fuck up about Shadow Dark. You cannot deny that. It's just the way that it goes, baby. And once you go out, you do not come back. Right? Did Morkborg come back? No. It was Morkborg. Everyone's talking about Morkborg. So a heavy metal steel-plated douchebag to your face. For 2 years. And then Stugatz. It's not that it goes away. It's not that people don't play it. They play it less and less. Queen of Synths. Wow. What do we think about that as the conversation turns to things coming and things fading away? Water of Earth. The Queen of Synths is the equivalent of the Queen of Pentacles in your standard tarot deck. This is the Fallout tarot deck. Queen of the realm and the suit of the earth, the worldly plane. The markets, the money, the fields, the production, and it is a court card. So this is for the most part, primarily in tarot card reading, a personality, a person and a personality, which is why I noted why I noted with interest it coming up as the conversation turned to thoughts of Miss Dion and the comings and goings, and actually the comings and goings of the marketplace. Not that this is her, representational her, just that we note that it's a card of the marketplace, of a person in that world, of that world. And it was there at the time that we were discussing. It's how mainstream channels get views. It's how every channel gets views. Listen, we all have to eat. We all have to drink water. If we make a statement in the public square about the fools following fashion, we are making a statement to our fellow human beings with a purpose. With an agenda. We are not just noting people's obsession with fashion and saying, this is it, this is the way things are, I accept it, and I move on. To talk about what we don't like, to criticize, is to influence or to expose what we think we want to change. And it might not be that anything needs to change. Noting that things come into fashion, there's a new dog in the lead, and that lead lasts, the presence in the starlight and the sunshine or in the spotlight only lasts for so long, is just, may just be an observation of how things are, and how things are may not be something that one needs to protest or change. When we think about the world of TTRPGs, it is a world of a certain size. Well, when I think about the debates that take place in TTRPG land, I often say there are people that, first of all, there are people that just do not have the intelligence level that they think that they have, who think that they are talking about things that don't even know what they're talking about, meaning they literally don't know. They think that they're speaking about why they don't like WotC, or they think they're speaking about why they don't like pink-haired lesbian albinos writing game books or whatever, and they're not speaking about that. They're speaking about, clearly they're speaking about something about how they feel about their place in society, or how society is changing, or what they think needs to happen in regards to how much sexual relations they're having with something else. You know what I mean? They don't even know what they're talking about. Literally don't know what they are talking about. I don't know. But it's also the case that sometimes when people are talking about these things, it's like, what do they think is going to happen? What's going to be the new D&D? It's like, what, do they understand? Like, what do they think is happening in TTRPG space? Or what do they think is possible? Do they think that it's a problem that more people aren't playing TTRPGs because of, WotC's screwed up marketing? The fundamental inability to understand that this hobby is a niche hobby with a lower fundamental appeal point than video games because it's harder to do, because there's more investment of physical resources, mental resources. It's more inconvenient to do. That in many ways, shapes, or forms, it is outmoded. It's literally outmoded by certain computer and video game methodologies that, just weren't available at the time that certain people started doing this hobby. But people are people. They're funny, and my observations are funny too. I may make observations that I think are solid gold and on the money, and I may not be correct. What does it mean to be correct? Right? Anywho, to be long winded. Is that what it means to be correct? Clearly not necessarily. Look at the little guidebook that comes with our Fallout Tarot card deck. The Queen of Scents, upright. The Queen of Scents provides for the fair use, by the way, provides for those she loves, protecting house and home from all harm. Her warmth shines brightest during the darkest of days. She will always provide aid to others, even if all she has to offer is her support. Reversed, the queen has grown manipulative, only aiding those she seeks to control. Beware, for everything she offers comes with a heavy price. The support she provides is never worth what she asks for in return. Fascinating. I mean, that's how I always saw Kelsey Dion. Joking. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm kidding. If there's one thing that no, I don't think that this is true, but according to the analytics of this YouTube channel, the analytics have shifted since I started talking about jump chains. I've gone from having a demographic that clearly totally matches me in the sense of offering players a positive alternative as an antidote to crass consumerism. I like that. Um, uh, since I started covering jump chains recently, and I also making more shorts, making it in my shorts. My demographic, according to my analytics, used to exactly match me. I used to be my audience was exactly like 50 to 65-year-olds, male, 100% male. It's still 100% male according to the analytics. It's not possible. We know that there are women who watch. Just shown aside. Kidding. He doesn't watch. Are these jokes doing anything for you? No? Oh. His brain is working. Anyway, the my demographic has started to switch. Now I've gone down in to the youth market of 35 to 45-year-olds apparently. So to you people, I just want to say you're in your 30s. And to everyone who said that 35 is the new 25, 25, the old 25 was over, was being, lead this guy out to pasture. If you're not married with kids, and you're not, not married with kids because, why would you settle down now when you're out here living the life of a, gallivanting rock star, banging this person and banging this person and just destroying life. Um, it was because, you were, you know, there's a lot of ways to measure success. And I'm not here to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm here to commiserate with you about us feeling bad about our lives together as one. I'm kidding. I like my life. No, I'm kidding. I feel bad. No, I'm kidding. I feel bad for you. I'm kidding. I really care about you. I'm kidding. I do care about you because you're my viewer. If I start, turning on you, you're liable to stop watching. I'm joking on the square. Um, it's a good thing that nobody watches to the end because I'd be alienating a lot of people. I often think to myself, I wonder, if I shouldn't say this because it'll just encourage people to watch my videos. I'll say to myself all the times, like, these videos are terrible. They're like a complete liability. Like, anyone could be canceled over anything, and I just talk extemporaneously for these hours and hours. I mean, like I'm doomed. Eventually, they'll turn me into the thought police. It's incredible that never happened. And then it's like, well, you have to take into account all the people that are saying things on the internet that nobody watches. There's that. And then there's number two, no one watches these videos. I mean, you have to. A final thought. I keep on saying this. Final thought as if it's going to be the final thought. Also, I love how the fact that I need to produce more tarot content. So I literally pull out one tarot card. That's good for the 2 hour stream. That's good progress. That's how you do it. Um, None of this is how you do it. This is it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Checks Chambers. I'm constantly laughing, but you just can't hear me. Can't you hear me laughing? Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's all good stuff. Listen. It's good. We're back in the flow. The thing is, so here's my heartache. Then I make these videos. I said, now I got to go in. I'm going to cut up these videos into smaller sections. Then I'm going to upload these smaller videos. Then people will watch those smaller sections, and that'll be the way to do it. Because then people won't want to watch the longer things. It's a big time commitment. But the smaller videos they'll watch. I don't even know if that does anything. But we'll figure it all out. Hopefully, we're all just having life here. We're all just having, we're all just on this journey. And I do want to note this that, I sometimes will think like, oh, I only have this many views, but I do recognize the fact that for every view that I have, for everybody that watches, that is a human being, theoretically, that's watching me. And, even if you're like watching me in the background or whatever, to the degree that you're tuned in, a human being is tuned in to me and listening to me, and that's something to be grateful for, and to have gratitude for, and so I do ground myself in that attitude of gratitude at this moment, and I say thank you for taking the time to listen to me and to spend time with me, and I remind you that I often think about this, and it's worth thinking about that not only are you paying attention or listening to me, but other people listen to me as well. So we have that in common that there might be a lot of us that are having this experience, but several of us around the world, or primarily in America and Canada, are having, some people in England are having this experience. We have these experiences maybe at the same time, maybe at different times, over time, but we have these things together. We have these things in common. You know. Um, it's a small thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's an interesting thing. It may not amount to much, but it's something to contemplate and think about. I don't know. It's interesting to me sometimes, and it gives me hope is not the right word, but it gives me some sort of sense of like that it was worth doing, worth engaging in. To know that even if it's not happening or being experienced by hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, or even 100 people, it's being experienced by us. we tend to undervalue, or I may tend to personally undervalue the value of the individuals, because we live in a society, especially looking on YouTube, we're plugged into these, seeing these huge numbers, these big numbers, these millions, these hundreds of thousands, these tens of thousands, these hundreds. We forget the value of the one, the two, the three, the four. To remember that these are people. And there might be something to know that, hey, there might be something to say about how it's maybe ways to think about these as being more valuable, that they're just experienced by a few rather than the many, right? I don't know. Just, throwing some shit out there. There you go. Review some action figures? No, don't tell me what to do. I'll kill you. No, I won't. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was the expression. With kindness. In the good place. In the happy stuff. Yikes. This is a fan. Gee, my God. Holy crap. Things are going bad. Anyway, no, they're going good. Everything's fantastic. Everything's positive. We're doing great. I predict we're due for some peace. I mean, things are going to be good. I think so. And then I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you I love you today, somebody just did. That guy is CW Chantbot. You know what I mean? Don't forget to take a look at the description box below for all the links there. You can support me in all these different ways, or just join the Patreon for free. Join for as little as $1 change a month there, whatever. You know what I mean? And ask me questions, ask me concerns, ask me for things, and I'll give them to you, possibly. And hope you get something out of it. There you go. Like, comment, and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And stay safe out there, to whatever degree that you are competent and able to keep yourself safe. If you're a wild person, get someone to look after you. You know what I mean? Keep you safe. Okay? Let me know what you liked about this video. Let me know what you didn't like about this video. What movie would you like me to make dice tables out of next? Okay? Keep on trucking. It's been a hot one today in New Jersey. Tomorrow they say it's going to be even hotter. I'm very thankful that I didn't run into a rolling blackout or brownout on this one. So hopefully my luck will hold out again for tomorrow. Okay, until we meet again, my lovely ladles and jelly spoons. Peace be upon you. Don't forget, the future of games is here. All right. I could have done a review of Minecraft. Saw that one. Anyway, I love you. I love you. I love you. Telling you again. Okay. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Kick. Follow me on everywhere you think to follow me. Okay. You can even follow me into the bathroom. Huh? Wide stance. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Congressional discretion, wide stance. If you know, you know. There's a Supreme Court justice on my Diet Coke. The bumper sticker on the back of my unicycle says, I believe Cool Ethan. Near dark, yeah, it is getting near dark. But if you think about it, Genocide, I'd really like a recommendation for what movie you'd like me to do, make dice tables out of. Not again. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. You get what you don't ask for. Okay, folks, enough shtick. It's time for me to get out there and suck some Lollipops. Oh my God. I think that is a good one. Oh God. That's what I said. Jesus. To the bishop and the actor. Oh man. Classic. Because I'm in England. Look at me. I'm in Denver. Okay, folks. That's it. 2 hours. It could have been 45 minutes and been a tight 45 minutes. Lord knows we could have gone off the train there. But why not make it painfully obvious that we've got nowhere else to go? Okay? Uh, sorry. No, we're looking to make dice tables out of movies, not board games. Did you know that there was an option to make Sorry the movie? There was. Ben Kingsley was attached. I shit you not. I shit you not. They were going to make Sorry the movie. I shit you not. I shit you not. Okay? But now I got to go. Now I have to go. Now I have to go. Okay? I love you. I'll see you all again. Read a spiritual text every day, chant every day. Okay? Send Jesus your money through me. I'll see that he gets it. I'll see that he gets it. No mixing of the funds. Keep those accounts separate. You can trust me. You can trust me. Trust me. I'm telling you. I am a professional commercial airline pilot. Could have been 5 hours like Mustache List DW. Man, you just can't get enough. Jesus. I gotta stop back in and see what's up with the latest spin. I do have to come back in there and see what's going on though. Anyway, I'm out of here. Everybody, take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one. Folks, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you like to see. Tell me what you want to see. Get involved. Life is not a spectator sport. You gotta get involved. Get involved. Shake it up. Shake it up. Get involved. Make yourselves known. You know what I mean? Dice it up with some randos. Literally. Okay? Until the next one, folks. Until the next one. We love you too.